The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
The Badger Hockey Digest, presented by Charter Communications.
Welcome to the Badger Hockey Digest, brought to you by Charter. I'm the radio voice for Wisconsin hockey, Brian Posick, with head coach Mike Eaves. The Wisconsin Badgers riding an 8-game unbeaten streak, their longest since the national championship season of 05 and 06, coming off a weekend sweep at Alaska Anchorage. And Mike, it was a long trip, but a very successful trip for your club. Congratulations.
Thanks, Brian. It was. It's always sweet to win on the road. There's nothing quite like it in sports, to go into somebody else's barn. And you know, we talk about bringing ponies home, and we brought home a couple ponies this weekend. And it's a good way to have a team even become closer. You go on the road and get something done like that. So thank you.
Yeah, it was following a 3-week break as well, and 2 very different games, weren't they?
Friday night, you're not sure what you're going to get when you haven't played in 3 weeks, and it was kind of a funky game. From a system standpoint, we had quite a few breakdowns, but we were able to score 5 goals, and that was the difference in the game. And then on Saturday, we played very well, and we didn't give up hardly anything, and found a way to score a goal and held on to that 1-0 victory.
Yeah. The ironic thing, the only goal the Badgers scored on Saturday also followed maybe their only mistake of the game, which led to a 4-on-2 for Anchorage. They misplay the puck, and it leads to a bust out for Derek Lee.
Yeah, it was. It's funny, on the big goal on Friday, the Michael Mersch's goal, his stick got knocked out of his hand, went back in his zone to get it, and by the time he got up, he was over the blue line. The puck was back on his stick, and he went in. So, yeah, sometimes that's the way it goes, and maybe that's an indication that the wind's at our back a little bit, and good things are happening for us.
Yeah, and we've seen not only the Badgers putting the puck away more regularly recently, but defensively, your team's been pretty strong.
No, I think on Saturday we only gave up 8 scoring chances, which is, I think, a low for the season. And so when you're doing good things with and without the puck, it certainly is going to give you a good chance to be successful.
Yeah, we saw Joseph Labate light the lamp on Friday night, and he's a young man that continues to grow. He's got 3 in his last 5 games and assisted on Derek Lee's goal on Saturday.
I was just going to say he made a great pass up the middle of the ice from inside his blue line, and Derek went in and finished it up. The thing about Joseph that you're noticing now is that you're noticing him more. Whether it's a physical play or skating wide and shooting the puck or scoring, he's just stepped it up a notch, and he's starting to take control of his game. And I think there's real good chemistry between Mr. Mersch, Mr. Lee, and himself, and they enjoy playing together. So they're busting out. They're a very good line for us right now.
And I think it's only a matter of time before Mark Zangerle's line with Nick Kerdiles and Tyler Barnes gets going too.
Well, you're at practice, and you can see there's something that's very special there. And I think once they get a little bit more playing time together, that they're going to be a breakout line for us.
Yeah. Now, the Badgers played this past weekend without sophomore defenseman Jake McCabe, who was in Ufa, Russia, with the United States hockey team at the World Junior Championships. Jake was the captain of Team USA, which won the gold medal. 3rd one for the United States. You won the first as head coach back in 2004, 2010, now 2013. It's been a nice run here recently for the United States.
For the United States, and in particular for the Badgers, because we've had young men on the team that have been leaders on that team. And, Mr. Ramich and Stepan and now Jake McCabe, they've had intricate parts in being part of those championship teams. So it's pretty special. And we look forward to bringing Jake back into the mix here because, he's just been on a championship team and he knows what it takes, and he brings that intrinsic knowledge of what it takes, and he can come back in our locker room not only as an important player, but being able to process and talk about with our guys what it takes to win.
Yeah, knowledge and energy and confidence too, right?
Big time confidence now. I'm sure his shoulders will be back, and we've seen when other guys have come back. When I thought in 04, when Jake Dowell and Likens came back, they played a great game up at St. Cloud. I still remember to this day. So, that'll be a good influx of energy coming from Jake.
Yep. So Jake McCabe in the lineup this weekend. Wisconsin heads to Mankato to take on Minnesota State. We'll talk more about that series in just a bit. Plus, Wisconsin getting ready for the outdoor game at Soldier Field in Chicago against Minnesota on February 17th, and they'll be looking sharp. We'll tell you more about that after this from Charter.
Who needs this modern world? I can live just fine out here without the road rage and boy bands. Of course, I might miss my Charter HD with football on ESPN and Walking Dead on AMC. Just ESPN, AMC, Shark Week on Discovery HD, and Comedy Central HD. But that's it. Except for HBO HD.
Charter now has over 100 HD channels and more brilliant HD shows on demand than ever. Get Charter HD for only $29.99 a month when you bundle.
Well, the Wisconsin Badgers play each and every weekend from here on out through the end of March, hopefully, and into April would be certainly nice. The Badgers on February 17th will play an outdoor game at Soldier Field in Chicago. It's actually a doubleheader, the Hockey City Classic. Miami and Notre Dame will face off at noon, and then the Badgers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers at 3:30 that day. And Wisconsin will be sporting this very uniform modeled by head coach Mike Eaves. It's very sharp.
Well, it really is, and Adidas did a great job. They actually created 3 different jerseys for us to take a look at, and after looking at them, we felt this was the best of them, and the guys are really excited about it. It's a sharp-looking jersey, and it has in the back that says "Great Day for Hockey," and then there's an emblem up at the collar that actually talks about the outdoor game in a little. So it's a great jersey, and it's going to be a great event. And you and I have talked about, I'm glad you mentioned the fact that we play out the rest of the season. We don't have any breaks, and that's a lot of hockey. But this happens to fall in the 7th week of this journey that we're on here in the second half. And the game outside will become an emotional energizer for us. We play Friday, we got Saturday off, and we go play Sunday, which is different. And being outside, it'll really bring energy to the team and carry us all the way through the end of the playoffs. So we're looking forward to it, and I know the guys are excited about wearing this jersey and displaying it to the public.
Yeah, this is modeled after the 1931-32 team. You had so many different sweaters I suppose you could have chosen from, but it kind of goes hand in hand with the 50th anniversary of the modern era of Wisconsin hockey. We've seen so many former Badgers come back and will continue to come back through the remainder of the season. Wisconsin plays 11 of its last 16 games at home. I mean, it's been kind of a celebratory type season. It's been fun.
No, it has been fun, and it's been great when you have guys come back and be the honorary captains of drop pucks, and for the Winchester family to go out as a father-son and drop the puck. And we've got some neat people coming back in the second half. I don't want to ruin any surprises, but it's a nice acknowledgement of those people, and it ties the alumni back to the program as we move forward into our second 50 years of Badger hockey.
Yeah, and with the NHL now back to work, we won't see any of those NHL players here dropping the puck anymore, but that's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing. By the way, tickets for the Hockey City Classic in Chicago are available at Ticketmaster.com, or go to uwbadgers.com for more information. Wisconsin goes to Mankato, second straight road trip. Minnesota State has won 11 of 12, ranked 11th in the country. Their first-year head coach, Mike Hastings, has done a really nice job.
No, Mike's a proven coach. He is successful at the USHL, and he got his feet wet at UNO as an assistant coach, and now he's got his own gig. And Mike is a very good recruiter, a very detailed coach, and his teams play hard. So I think the influx of his energy really got the program jump-started again, and they came in here and beat us twice, and we're looking forward to the opportunity going in there and hopefully returning the favor.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the Badgers lost both the games to the Mavericks 4-2 and 4-2 in late November, but you thought your team didn't play that poorly.
No, we didn't. We just didn't finish, and that was that's been the problem in the first half when we didn't win, is that we didn't finish by putting the puck in the net. We had, by our count, we outchanced them Friday night by a good margin and Saturday by a little bit, but we just didn't finish. And our team is different now. We have some people back in the lineup that'll help us, and we have some confidence. So we'll go in there. It's going to be a real battle. They're a hard team to play in there, and it should be a great weekend of college hockey. I mean, both teams are playing well. Both have confidence, and we look forward to the opportunity to go in there and play.
Yeah, and hopefully we don't hear the chant "Ole, ole, ole" very often either. Whenever they score a goal, they start singing like it's an English soccer match.
Well, you think you're in Europe when you hear that, and you're right, Brian. We do not want to hear that.
Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Brian.
Sure, that's Badgers head coach Mike Eaves. No television for this weekend series between Wisconsin and Minnesota State, but you can listen on the radio on the Badger Sports Network or online at badgersportsnetwork.com. For Mike Eaves, I'm Brian Posick, and thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest, brought to you by Charter.